May 13th, 2012. And today we'll just be covering not a lot of different topics, just some topics regarding the first one entitled Pope Benedict, present while Catholic deacon invokes Lucifer during the Easter Vigil Mass. This is pretty amazing thing that I've actually got confirmation on. Then we're going to actually segue into a little part on the NIV Bible actually calling Lucifer or Satan Jesus Christ, and we'll prove that. And then segueing also then into how the Catholics have reintroduced indulgences, that they're on the comeback, and that's being done now. We're going to be looking at that. And then how the Catholic Church has other knockoffs in other countries like China, in this particular case of Our Lady of China, and how that merges also Buddhism with Roman Catholicism, and then how that sets the stage for the coming one world religion, or at least one of the parts to kind of see the big picture. So we're going to be looking at those particular topics today, and let's go ahead and start out with the first one here. This was sent to me by a listener named Junior, and it was a link, and I got this from a lot of different people, and I was a little skeptical at the very beginning because I thought, well, I need to get confirmation on this because I don't know how to speak Latin. But Junior did a lot of work on this, and he's got a background in Latin as well, and confirmed that this actually is true. Pope Benedict XVI, present while Catholic deacon invokes Lucifer during the Easter Vigil Mass. Now, if you know, I've done a whole teaching on Easter and its pagan roots. It has nothing to do with the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Nothing. It's a pagan holiday. You can put a Christian veneer on it all day long. It doesn't change the fact of what it was at its origin. And that's all that really matters, if you think about it. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So if something was wicked and corrupt from the very beginning, okay, you can put lipstick on a pig all day long, but it's still a pig. Is the bottom line. So I know that might be offensive to a lot of people, but the thing is if we were to go back to the inception of when Ishtar or Easter was celebrated, which is determined essentially through astrology in order to actually find the date, and if you were to go back to its pagan roots and its inception, there would be no debate between you and I as to whether it was pagan or not, or to whether it was evil or not. If we were to go back to that time era, is what I'm saying, when it was first started, there'd be no debate. There'd be no debate at all. It would be a foregone conclusion, a given. Okay, it's pagan. It's evil. It's wicked. They sacrifice children on that date. The priests would impregnate virgins. These Ishtar priests would impregnate virgins on Easter. The virgins would conceive. I'm sure some of them would. 9 months later, they would give birth, and then 3 months after that, okay, you're back at Easter again, right? Well, that would be when they would sacrifice those babies that were impregnated the Easter before. Human sacrifice of babies. That's real Christian. That's about as Christian as it gets, right? No, obviously not. But that's what they would do. That's just one of the horrific things that Ishtar represents, or Easter. I say Ishtar because it's a derivative of the goddess Ishtar, which is where we get that word Easter. Okay, so I've done a whole study on this. I give you the link to that. It's I don't know, 3 or 4 pages into this PDF for May 13th, 2012 at contendingfortruth.com. I try to put a PDF with every audio that I do. It's all free. Go up there, access it, do a keyword search on the website. Hopefully it's like one-stop shopping for you. Obviously, I have not covered every topic on the planet. A lot of people put in requests for me to teach it on this or that. it's just very hard with literally thousands of topics to cover. It's hard. You just can't get to them. One person can only do so much. But, yeah, if you want to know more about what Easter is all really about. So, see, this doesn't really surprise me that they would invoke Lucifer during an Easter Vigil Mass, all under the sick, disgusting guise of it being religious and holy and Christian. I just cannot stand when Christianity gets lumped in with this wicked, evil pagan religion, as Roman Catholicism is. So, at the 27 and 30-second mark in this video, and I'm going to play the clip, of course, unless you know how to speak Latin, you're not going to really understand, but you'll hear, I believe the way it's said, Lucifer is said in Latin, it sounds like it's Lucifer, something to that effect. Anyway, I got the words here that the guy is actually saying. Flammus, Ios, Lucifer. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know how to speak Latin. So, says it twice, which translates into, now, we've got some different translations, but they're all coming to the same conclusion. Other Latin scholars looked at this as well, who are actually Catholics, and they're even admitting to this. So, it translates, and again, we're going to look at a couple other ways that they believe it translates, but it still says the same thing, essentially. Which translates into, Flaming Lucifer finds mankind. I say, O Lucifer, who will never be defeated. This is unbelievable. Christ is your son. I'm not making this stuff up. Christ is your son who came back from hell, shed his peaceful light, and is alive and reigns in the world without end. So now they're saying Jesus Christ is Lucifer's son? That's not too blasphemous, right? No. But again, unless you know Latin, and I mean it's this big, long, drawn-out, liturgical bunch of religious garbage that you get with a Catholic Church, everybody dressed up in their flowing robes, it looks so religious, and so this veneer of holiness. And as the Bible refers to them, they're like whitened sepulchres full of dead men's bones. They appear beautiful on the outside, but inwardly they are full of like dead men's bones. It's like they're a tomb. They're death. All the Catholic religion can offer you is death and hell. That's it. That's all it can offer you. A total abomination that has no biblical basis whatsoever. They do not care about what the Bible says. They pick and choose whatever they want to pick and choose out of the Bible for their own benefit, and then they make up the rest as they go. Whatever suits the Catholic religion, the popes, whatever suits their fancy. And they introduce all these totally unbiblical practices, which they've done over the thousands of years they've been in existence, instituting different things, purgatory, indulgences, as we mentioned, limbo, stuff like that. That has no biblical basis. Now, in the Apocrypha, they get a lot of this stuff from the Apocrypha, which is why I don't, recommend that, obviously. But, yeah, this is what they do. Flaming Lucifer finds mankind. This is what this deacon said. He's singing. Real holy sounding, Flaming Lucifer finds mankind. I say, O Lucifer, who will never be defeated. We really know what side the Catholic Church is on here. Then they have the audacity to say, Christ is your son who came back from hell. Man, talk about no fear of God. No fear of God whatsoever. Let's go ahead and play this clip here. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of the start of this. This is the Easter Vigil Mass at St. Peter's Basilica in front of thousands of people. You can watch it here, and Benedict's there, and there, it's this throng of religious, reprobate, apostate Catholic dudes, and they're there doing their thing, feeling all religious, And I'm going to go ahead and play just the first part of this so you can kind of understand, set the stage for the actual clip itself.
Prayers that are unique to this Easter Vigil from Latin into English. Whereas the prayers of the Liturgy of the Eucharist, and those that are more familiar to our viewers, we will preserve in their original Latin.
Well, what they're doing right now is they're ushering good old Pope Benedict up to the throne here that he's going to be sitting in. And they're taking his mitre off him, it looks like. Inside the mitre, there on the headband, I've been told that it reads Vicar of Christ, which is what the title of the Pope is in part. That word vicar means substitute, meaning he believes he is the literal substitute for Christ on planet Earth. How blasphemous is that? Jesus Christ doesn't need any substitute on planet Earth. He is who he is. He doesn't need any help. It's just one blasphemy after another. So he's standing up there. They're going into their procession. I can't even hardly stand and watch this stuff. It's just so unbelievably blasphemous. So here we're going to get into now the dude singing, the deacon here, and he's doing his thing, and I believe it's at the 27-minute 30-second mark here. I'm going to fast forward to just before that. Okay, we're at 27:24 here. I'm going to go ahead and play this now. Now again, unless you know Latin, you're not going to understand this, but I want you just to at least kind of be able to hear this clip.
Supernis luminaribus misceatur, flammas eius, Lucifer matur.
Okay, do you hear him? Lucifer? That's Lucifer.
Tinos inveniat, ille inquam Lucifer quinescit.
Okay, says it again, Lucifer. Christos, Christ. Okay, so these are the words that I just gave you the translation for. So, my first reaction to this was, okay, I don't want to put this out unless I get some confirmation that's what he was really saying, because I'm no Latin scholar or whatever. So Junior has a background in Latin, and then he also went and checked with what other Latin scholars were saying, I believe, who were even Catholics. So it's unbiased, obviously. Well, I mean, biased, yeah, but they're not trying to disprove the Catholic religion. They're trying to, do the opposite. So they're even admitting this. So he says to me, Junior, he says, okay, now we have the closet translations of this by university-level Latin speakers. Now, this is after he researched it some more. So, yes, the Catholic whore invoked Lucifer. And this is an even more confirming part is the comment by a man named Nicholas, who is one of these Catholic Latin-level scholars, supposedly proving how the word Lucifer can be used as a reference to Jesus Christ, according to the Catholic religion.